Hello, hope you are all doing well. It's January 26th, and today I'm back, of course. So today I'm going to be talking about a potential winter storm for some areas this weekend. Some areas could be looking at uh, some a decent bit of snow in some places. Nothing really significant regarding that. And then I'm just going to be looking at towards the next week, kind of when we can expect like more cold air into like the central and the eastern U.S. Going to be talking about that pretty much as well. Hope you are all doing very well. It is Thursday. I don't think I've had any videos out since Monday, or it might have been yesterday or Tuesday. I don't really remember, but uh, I just didn't have a whole lot to talk about yesterday, I think, so that's why I didn't do a video. Uh, and today's video should be pretty short because there's not like I said, there's not a ton to talk about. Uh, yeah, let's go and get started. So this is kind of what we're looking at right now. This is just the most recent run of the GFS for like roughly like now. We're just looking at a Clipper system up in the Dakotas there, North and South Dakota, bringing some lighter snowfall. This isn't really going to bring much impacts, but this will slowly move east tomorrow, bringing some snow showers up to these northern areas. If we take a look at like the HRRR here, if I can get the reflectivity here. That's the wrong run. But yeah, here we go. So yeah, we can see just a little bit of snow in areas of like Wisconsin, moving into Michigan for tomorrow afternoon. A little bit more moisture though as this moves into like the Michigan, northern Indiana, northern Ohio area. So some areas could pick up a little bit more snow. This isn't like the big or not. This isn't the main system I want to talk about though. But then that kind of falls apart as it goes into the northeast, and then we have this. So this is Saturday morning. Let's zoom in onto this area here. What's a good area we can go to? Upper Midwest. Yeah, this will work. So Saturday morning, this is about 5 a.m. here Central Time. We're looking at some like light snow across areas in northern Iowa, north of Des Moines. But moving across that area, northern Iowa. Uh, and just to kind of take a little comparison here, the NAM 3K or the NAM 3 at this time. Let's go back to the 18Z, so we can. The NAM 3 a very similar solution, although Des Moines does actually start off with a little bit of snow, and does actually pick up a good bit of snow. Which the HRRR though, I think the HRRR is pretty similar to the. Yeah, the HRRR is a little similar, a little bit less moisture though in the HRRR than the NAM 3. That's something to kind of notice with this system. And then as we go into throughout the day, Saturday, you can see this band of snow moves wet like east slowly, bringing some snow to like Milwaukee, Madison, Wisconsin, and then over into Michigan, central Michigan, getting in on some of that snowfall. Then as the low starts to get its act together a little to the south here. We start to see a little bit more precip by Saturday evening, and we just start to see some freezing rain mixing in across like areas of like near Chicago, the Chicago like suburbs, and into northwest Indiana as well. Uh, which is this is as far as the HRRR goes out. We can start to see those heavier pockets of snow right there, and already, I mean, we pick up. I just say a lot of snow. I'm guessing it's because of the very cold ratios or the very high snowfall ratios. Let's see here. Can we take a look at snow ratios? No, we can take a look at temperatures. Oh, it's snow. Okay, that explain it. Okay. Yeah. So we have very very high snow ratios. So it's I can kind of explain why. Because we can just tell by the temperatures. It's like a high in the teens in Madison. Maybe getting up into like around 20 in Milwaukee. So I mean that's kind of leading to the potential like pretty high accumulations with this. So even though we're not going to be seeing like heavy snow, some of these accumulations though could be like in the 6 to 10 inch range across northern Iowa, maybe mainly like 6 to 8 inches, maybe some localized areas up to 9 or 10. And then into southern Wisconsin, because teams see good some similar amounts, 5 to 7. And then over into Michigan, which it doesn't go out far enough across this area, though, so keep that in mind. Yeah, we can still see it snowing. The NAM 3K at this time, I think. Let's take a look at the NAM 3K, what I had already at this time. So yeah, so I had a pretty similar like amount of snow, a little bit less, but very similar, like that pocket of like 5 to 7. although it did have it a little further south. Also, same thing in the northern Illinois here. We see a lot more snow across northern Illinois than on the HRRR. Similar situation over in western Michigan. There we can see we just continue. We have more moisture on the with the NAM3 than we do with the HRRR. We can see a lot more snow from this. I mean, by Saturday, I mean even Sunday out, like Sunday or Saturday night, it's still snowing in Des Moines. So of course, the NAM3K is gonna have a lot more snow for some of these areas. And then, I mean, look at this rain snow line, how far south it sits up. I mean, we can see the freezing rain line right there. Maybe a little bit of ice across Illinois, up into Michigan, with just some showers, and then that snow up to the north, of course. Yeah, we can see in total, if this would load here, some pretty significant, not really significant, but some pretty high accumulations off of the NAM3. And then total ice, we can see, a little bit of freezing rain across areas of central Illinois, up into northwest Indiana, kind of like a little corridor of freezing rain right along that rain snow line, pretty much. So we'll see what the HRRR does if it trends a little further south. It's a little definitely different than the NAM3K in that, or like the NAM in that sense right there. But now let's head over to the northeast here to see. Let's just see what. Let's just see what this does as it moves into the northeast. So the 18Z run here, and we can see as this heads into the northeast, not really not that big of a deal. Just some snow, more snow across the interior northeast, none for like the coastal areas. Barely even, not even much of a rain event either, to be honest. The GFS model just for comparison, very similar situation, just like a little bit of snow up in the interior northeast there. I mean, it's pretty much out of there in 24 hours. It goes, so yeah, we take a look at 24-hour snowfall accumulations. That should cover most of it. Yeah, we see some decent accumulations across, maybe a good 6 inches in some of the very far northern spots of northern Maine, like northern New York, northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire. Still nothing that is too. The European's very similar. That pocket is 6 inches right up along those northern areas. And then I don't think the NAM is even going to go out far enough for this completely. But yeah, we can see a very similar situation as well. Most of the snow, once again, is going to be in northern Maine and northern New York. With this system in the northeast. Now let's go ahead and head back to the GFS here and get the entire U.S. So that's this storm system this weekend. That's kind of our main thing to watch right now, in the short term. We can see that in the GFS there, how that progresses. Another rain event across the southeast. Sunday and the Monday. And then Tuesday we have several systems. A very unsettled pattern looks to be in store for much of the south next week. Monday looks to be a relatively quiet day across the southeast. But then a little further west, we can see some showers over in the Texas area. And then we see this system Monday night and Tuesday kind of emerge. Not really a big deal, but we do see some wintry precip right on that northern fringe of it. The European, let's take a look at what the Euro has. Very similar, kind of similar in the Euro, though. We see some a little bit of a winter event Monday night across areas from Oklahoma over to, even Virginia. And then we see this system Tuesday, and the Wednesday another little one right on the backside of that. It's pretty much associated with the same system. That brings a little bit more snow, and even into the areas of the Mid-Atlantic. And then we see this this very active pattern across the southeast, as you can see, or south next week. And then we see that go into the northeast next weekend, which is, we're not really going to talk about that because that's over about a weekend, about 9-10 days out. But the GFS here, see that first system. The second one doesn't seem to do a whole lot. We can see, with this we see Tuesday we see some snow even over in the Mid-Atlantic, Virginia. So we could be looking at some wintry precipitation a little further south than we have seen recently, all the way maybe into Tennessee, maybe northern Mississippi, but it's kind of a little far out. Probably not looking at snow though. unless something changes. And then we see this system on Thursday, February, as we go into February, so this is a week out. So keep in mind some of this stuff is going to change, but the GFS has indicated kind of a pretty decent pocket of snow across North Carolina. I'm assuming we probably have a cold air damming event. Definitely, we probably do have that pushing down with that high in the northeast. But yeah, we can see the GFS indicates that snow there. It even dips down in like South Carolina with a little bit of snow too. But I wouldn't really count on this happening. If we go over to the Euro with this same system, and I don't even know if it's gonna go. That should go. Yeah, it should go out far enough. But we don't really see that big snow event there. You can see that like we have a system right after that heading in the northeast, which the GFS does not really have that. So we'll see. Nothing really towards the end of next week seems to be set in stone. Really, the only thing that like we could be looking at is for sure is we're probably gonna see like some freezing rain across like this corridor right here, and then maybe a little bit of snow kind of on the northern side of that and a little further north. Potentially, but it's not. It's very uncertain. But I mean, what we know for sure is it's going to be very active. Week across the southeast, very rainy in more southern areas. Kind of continuing the trend of what we have going on already, and then those northern areas could see not northern areas. No, I mean like the northern areas of the South, like Tennessee, Kentucky, like more northern areas. I'm not talking about like Louisiana or something. But. So yeah, that's kind of what we could be looking at next week. Very cold air to the north though. This is Thursday morning, and we can see those. I mean, those several waves. I mean, we take a look at temperature anomalies here. We can go ahead and start going into temperatures here. So the southeast, we can clearly see we have a nice ridge over the southeast, lasting from about Sunday all the way into Tuesday, even Wednesday until it finally like breaks up. It doesn't even break up till Thursday, because we can just see it. An easy way, if you can tell, if we probably have a cold air damming in place. Well, first of all, the northeast is extremely cold, especially the interior northeast, very below average on Thursday. And then, Thursday morning temperatures are above average, but then in the afternoon it's well below average across that area. So it's definitely probably just cold air damming. Yeah, that kind of confirms that. That's also, I'm pretty sure we just looked at that a second ago. That's what the winter storm. We literally just looked at that a second ago. And did not look at the time there. Okay, but yeah, and then we can see like the east finally cools off for a little bit. But so yeah, I mean definitely towards the end of next week, that does look like the especially like the northern areas of the east and the central U.S. will experience a pretty significant cool down. That's what like the when you go back to the Euro. Similar solution, very cold air coming into the northeast like late next week, and the northeast could get some pretty cold temperatures, and then it doesn't really sink into the southeast though. We have some below average like daytime high temperatures, but then not really lows though that are below average a whole lot. Mainly because it's so probably most of these below average highs here probably because of the wedge. That's definitely some cold air damming going on there. But yeah, the southern like plains does look to be pretty cold next week as well, like Texas, Oklahoma, those areas. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. And I should have a video out maybe to probably tomorrow, but maybe Saturday. I don't know. I shouldn't have a whole lot going on. But yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you all have an excellent day tomorrow, and goodbye.